Hey, what's going on, good people? It's Garner Douglas, your oyster ninja. I'm here with Peyton, aka Payton, aka the oyster guy, aka the NOLA guy. Cause you're in New Orleans, right? New
Yes,
Orleans.
sir. Yes, sir.
What's going on, man? How you feel?
Oh man, I'm in a great shucking mood once again. We're having a great shucking life. We're just shucking it up all throughout the city, throughout the state, from coast to coast. I go so low, so low.
Exactly. Cause I was gonna say that you from New Orleans, but I done seen you in Philly. I done
Yeah,
seen you up north.
yeah,
You all over the place.
yeah. All I need is some wheels and a knife,
Mm.
and I'll meet the oyster there. You know what I mean? So I'm open to traveling everywhere, man. I've actually turned down a lot of the opportunities to go abroad. But it's still because I had to keep building in where I'm at, building in New Orleans. You know what I mean? I feel like in 4 years, 5 years, you know what I mean? Like in me shucking, I've been shucking since September 23rd, 2023, 22. Professionally, I've been shucking. I felt like I was professional now because I've worked at a bunch of jobs. But like I'll be 5 years, September 23. And like it's just been the gaining of knowledge and wrist work. You know what I mean? Like I'm glad I turned down all of these big opportunities to still keep building who the oyster was gonna become into. And so that's just a little piece of where I've started at. You know what I mean? I've worked everywhere in New Orleans as far as oyster bars, from the biggest, busiest places. Bourbon House opened up fives, went to Chemin and Four Seasons, Sidecar, Seaworthy, Superior Seafood, Station Six, other little places. You know, now I'm at this point where I like to cater to people, and I don't want the man in my pocket no more. He ain't shucking these oysters, huh? Huh?
Man, he it seems like he always in your pocket. Get your hand out my pocket.
Yeah, yeah, man. The man and the government. And
So
so
how,
I'm also, so when it comes to me like scraping the coast, I promote myself online, but a lot of my work is word of mouth. I don't have to promote online. I've shucked every day, damn near, in 4 years, to where that work has rung bells. The audio is going up. You know what I mean? Like the hertz are moving. And so I don't even need this. All I need is this. And I need more people to meet and more people to collab with. You mentioned Philadelphia. Love Philly. I'm an Eagles fan. From New Orleans, but I'm an Eagles fan. Been an Eagles fan since I was a baby. So I always used to wear my Eagles stuff at oyster bars in New Orleans. So if you're familiar with New Orleans, you know how serious Saints fans, the most serious people besides a Cleveland Browns fan or an Oakland Raider. But like, word got back up to Philly. And so my guy, Barry, they call him G Shucks at the Oyster House in Philly. He saw me, he saw my work. He reached out to me, he invited me to come out there, man. I went to go shuck with him. Mind you, at the tailgate at the Eagles game against the Broncos. But he invited me to come to the Shuck Fest because he admired my work just off of me seeing me post and keep it doing. Not only do I post, but I do it in real life. So the posting is extra. He invited me to come out there, man. I went in and met all of the Oyster House people in Philly. They met all of them. They even offered me a job, man. I was just like, I can't right now, but I would love to. Shout out to G Shucks. One of the most cleanest shuckers. See these hands? Cleanest shuckers I've ever seen. Like all of his shucks pristine. And so I got to give him a shucker salute to that. All right. You mentioned East Coast, me traveling. So when I'm in Philly, New York is right there. I went to school in Virginia for a few years when I was younger. Virginia's right there. My mom lives in Georgia. Georgia's right there. I got people in Carolina, North and South. I got people in Florida. I love Florida. Florida's right there. So usually when I'm on that side, I try to scrape the whole East Coast, scrape all of that shell out of that oyster. You know what I mean? And give them the New Orleans hospitality that they have no idea about. They have no clue. They barely know about charred real oysters. So my future endeavors and my foresight is to come over there and grill it up. You know what I mean?
I got you, man. You know what I love, man? We ain't never talked in person, man. But we of course we've been online going back and forth. But man, I love your energy. You got the energy of the person at the raw bar, but not at the raw bar. You feel me? Like I can turn it on and get there, but you just there.
Yeah, yeah.
And I
I'm
love
there.
that about you, man.
Man, Gardner, and I do it every day. So I love I appreciate you, but I love what I do. So I don't even work.
I feel
Literally.
it.
When
Yeah.
this is what I tell people. I say, I get paid to talk and work out. Yeah.
That's a good way to look at it, man. And you talked a little bit about the describe the oyster culture in New Orleans
All right.
that people don't know about because you said people don't even know about it.
As far as the oyster culture in New Orleans, all right. Oysters, seafood in general, are the backbone of our city. Basically, New Orleans is a different country. This place is, it's not even a part of the US. But as far as the oyster culture, man, we have a huge wildlife culture. With that being said, farming and cultivating oysters has just started, literally. We have generations and generations and generations of oyster farmers that are farming wild oysters. They're dredging them from the bottom of the water. So with that being said, this is why you have all these older institutions, restaurants that have survived this long because they've been in tight with their oyster guy since the beginning of time, with his father's father. These are how restaurants were able to keep succeeding because the relationship matters the most. You can have anybody. I mean, a lot of people got good oysters, but especially in Louisiana, I mean, we got God's Pond. It's where the mouth of the Mississippi meets the Gulf. The best of the bestest of the bestest of bestest the bestest brackish waters. So with that being said, anybody can go out there and go farm, but how can you get them sold is the question.
Have
So
you
what
have you also sold oysters or you just shuck oysters?
Nah, I don't get into that.
Oh, okay, okay.
I'm no oyster. I mean, I don't like to do that. I'll just connect them. I don't want to make no money off it. That's not good money for me. It's not clean money. You know what I mean? I'm not a purveyor. I'm the farm to the arm type of.
I feel you.
So with that being said, back to the culture. We have a huge char grill culture. Char grill oysters year round. But what happens is during the summertime, those hot months, the 3 month period in between May and June and August, oyster bars are depleted. Nobody wants to eat a raw oyster because most of the raw oysters sold in New Orleans are wild oysters. So I'm explaining to you the old way. Now we have more farmers of cultivated seeded oysters coming in now. Most of these guys got grants from LSU. So with that being said, we have year-round raw oysters now because they're growing them flip farm. They're growing them on top of the water in floating boxes. They're not dredging them. They're not going in the water with a boat with a big old rake and scraping the bottom. Nah, these oysters are sitting on top. All they have to do is flip them weekly, then take them out, tumble them, pressure wash them, pack them up, give them to me. I'll open them, sell it to the guests. The guest is like, yes. And so this has only been a 3 or 4 year period of farm raised oysters taking over actually in Louisiana. Like it's people want to eat oysters, but now we still have that Gulf water, but with a farm raised oyster from a seed.
But why do you think that the farmed oysters are taking over now versus before?
More,
Like, is it because
more, more information, more information, and also the R month myth, that R month thing. It's old. It's old news, but it's a thing that it's still stuck in people's heads when it comes to oysters. So this is what I tell the guests. I say, yeah, that R month, that was a thing before another R word, refrigeration. But I also explain it to them. There's a difference. You want to worry about wild oysters when it's hot. When the water's super hot, you don't want to eat those because they're spawning. They're reproducing. And I've even seen, major restaurants in New Orleans, they still grill them, but people are eating milk with butter on it now. Basically, they're eating semen demons with butter and cheese. And guess what? That leaves a bad taste in people's mouth. They might not even want to eat oyster again until they meet me or you or someone like, you know what I mean? Because their first experience was like that in that short space of time. So what I do is in this culture, I've already embraced myself. I've embedded myself. I became an oyster. We're spawning now. We're reproducing. We got other oysters right here. We got other oysters right here. But we need oysters sold year round. So I don't mind linking up with these farmers that sell cultivated oysters and going straight to these restaurants and then just here. And look, we're gonna beat your price with the best product. That's the thing. You can't shortcut.
If you could like name drop, because I don't have any knowledge on cultivated oysters in Louisiana. Could you name drop a few names just so I could do some research?
Of course, of course. My favorite oyster in Louisiana, Brightside oyster. His name is Nathan. He is a marine biologist. My second favorite oyster in Louisiana is Labelle oysters. These guys came from oil money. They got into oysters. They are serious about their oysters. They have the biggest oyster farm in Louisiana. But not only are they serious, they're good people. They're great people. You know what I mean? Great people. They're not even trying to shortcut you or cheat you or beat you. My third favorite oyster in Louisiana has to be Little Moon. Tiny babies, but they briny babies. You know what I mean? He's his name is Ryan. He's back and forth from here in Texas, but pristine oysters. Him and Nathan, they share a farm. They're right next to each other.
So you're doing something that
Those are my favorite Louisiana oysters. Period.
well, yeah. I want to ask this question because you're doing some. Well, first let me ask what makes those oysters your favorite? Like, what about them sticks out compared to other oysters?
So also the Gulf taste of it. So it almost tastes like a wild Gulf oyster, but it's not. It's saltier almost too. Like, but they're cleaner oysters. So me being a shucker, that's a shucker's dream. You know, you get a clean oyster. I don't got to scrape no dirt. I don't even got to move my finger that much. But also the flavor of them, and then the consistency also. Look, bro, I do a lot of private parties, weddings, festivals. I buy from these guys a lot. So I see their oysters from month to month. The consistency is the main thing, but also the taste. I can tell when it rained, tell when it didn't. And that'll be, that's just how I feel. They have the same flavor profile of a wild Gulf oyster, but just smaller, better for that woman at that 5-star restaurant. Because she likes oysters. She just doesn't want it that big. So these farm-raised oysters, they give you that flavor, but just a little bit smaller. Little Moon, he shines. Obviously, his name, he shines. Brightside, just a little bit bigger. Labelle, just a little bit bigger. So basically, same water, different seeds, different farmer, different process.
That's honestly what I like because when you're talking about this and breaking it down, this is what I feel like people or why people fall in love with shuckers because you're not only getting a product, something you want, which is the oyster, but you're also being entertained because of our personalities, our demeanor, how we carry ourselves behind the bar, and then the educational part. Like you've sit here and educated me. Like I'm learning something, so I'm tuned in. You know what I mean? I really don't even want to interrupt. I just want to sit here and listen for.
But that's what I had to work this hard and keep asking questions to learn this. You know what I mean, Gardner? I'm not talking out my head, I'm talking from here.
No,
Cause
I feel it.
this is something I love, like this is something I'm really passionate about. And so it means something to me.
So you say you consider yourself a professional oyster shucker for the like past few years, but what how did you know this was even a thing?
Yeah.
And like now, what did it take for you to, I guess, fully embody what you're doing now? Like far as like just being that Peyton.
Oh man, that's a great question. So I'll start from the first question. 'Cause I've been working in restaurants since 14, 13, before I was even able to get a worker's permit, put it that way. My first job was at Hardee's Chicken in Virginia, Hampton, Virginia. I worked the drive-through. I was tossing the chicken up, whatever. But I just kept going and going. I'm at Luke one day. Luke is a restaurant in New Orleans. They had an oyster bar. This like my first week. I'm working in the kitchen. I'm underqualified. I don't even know how I got this job. Didn't lie on my resume, but they probably needed somebody. So they threw me in the fire. Man, I'm in the kitchen. It's one of those open back kitchens, so you can see everything. You can see the servers, you can see the bartenders, you can see the guests. I just seen a shucker one day. This dude had dreads, right? Look, I've always had long hair. And so this is before they passed discrimination. I couldn't work I could only stay in certain spots because of my hair. People wanted me to shave it. I'm like, nah, that's not me. That money ain't even worth it. But to wrap it around, I'm working in the kitchen at this new restaurant that I'm never worked at. I'm underqualified to do. And I see somebody, a black dude with dreads, and he got on a server coat. And I'm like, it did something to my brain. I'm like, wait, hold up. What is he doing? How is he up there? So I go look, I go be nosy. Let me sniff that out. What's going on? Come to find out, he's shucking oysters. Shucking oysters. So my mom always loved oysters. My dad always loved oysters. My dad from the country, my mom from the hood. They always loved oysters. It just it sat with me, right? It sat with me. So I ended up switching sides. I went from the back of the house that day. I went from the back of the house to the front of the house. I said, nah, y'all can have my chef coat. I'm about to go up here with these folks. I want to see some things and I want to be seen. So it grew my interest. Boom. Life fast forward. Life keeps going. Life keeps going. I got to a point where I hit rock bottom. So I'm like just walking down Bourbon Street one day.
Hold on. Before you get into the story of this, what does rock bottom look like to you? Because it looks different for everybody.
Rock bottom was I had rolled the dice so much and crapped out a bunch of times. And I'm like, well, let me try something new. That's what my rock bottom was. You know, people be at zero. Imagine you in the negatives in morale and finances, in love, stuff like that. So that I'm walking down Bourbon Street. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go try to shuck some oysters. Cause I saw, this is what happened. I walked past Bourbon House. I saw somebody I used to work with. One of my senseis in this oyster game. I'll give him a shucker salute. Shout out to Big Shaq at Bourbon House. He had the Masters every year. He gave me my first 2 garden gnomes. He made me pay, but yeah. I'm walking past Bourbon House. It's like on the first block. This is the best oyster bar this is the best restaurant on Bourbon Street, by the way. I see his big fat ass. He's like 6'7" at the oyster bar. I walk in there, I'm like, yo, what's up, bro? Man, let me get a job. Like, I don't even know how to shuck. He like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Come back next week. He was already trying to get rid of one of his shuckers. So this what I do. I keep walking. Now I'm applying at every oyster bar on Bourbon. Walk past like 7 oyster bars. I get one job. It's at Pier 424. That was my start, right? Start there. Man, they got this YN in there, man. This dude like 19. He got it going on. Can shuck, handle the business, work the computer, make a drink. You could tell he been running Bourbon Street for like 5 years. You know what I mean? But right here at this restaurant, it's in the thick of Bourbon Street. It's in the middle. Dog, it's so loud. Like it's uncomfortably loud. So I was uncomfortable, but I'm still getting it done. I'm shucking. I get the call though. They're like, yeah, man, come in for the interview. You know, come in for the start. They want to see how fast you can and how good you can shuck. I don't even know how to shuck, but I'm learning on the fly because I'm putting that time in. So I go over there, I shuck. And I felt like he gave me the job just because he knew. I felt like he gave me the job just because of my ambition, but more so because he knew me. But once he gave me that job, man, I just hit the ground running. I just kept. I was out shucking and out working everybody. Mind you, Bourbon House has 2 of the best shuckers in the world. Shaq, who I'm telling you, and then Leo. Leo could be the champion. He just doesn't want to fly. Leo does not like to fly. But Leo's built like you, Gardner. No BS, zero BS. Zero extra talking. He doesn't speak much, but when he speaks, it speaks value type of guy. So I'm watching them. I'm watching how they interact with the guest. I'm just sponging it all in. I'm oystering. I'm filtering it all in. You know what I mean? Like I'm taking what I want out of it. I'm taking the good. I'm shipping the bad. I'm just taking it. Just learning from these OGs, because mind you, they've been shucking for 20 years. Like they've been shucking for 20 years plus. And they're legends. They're staples. So boom, Bourbon House, man. I get big. I felt like I got bigger than the program. So I ended up getting bigger than the program. I just keep going. I went and opened up a new restaurant called Fives. It's in Jackson Square. It's an oyster bar there. The same thing happens. I get a new opportunity to go work at the Four Seasons. Oh, I'm a Four Seasons employee? Bye. Went and did that. Money was capped though. So mind you, I'm at the Four Seasons. I'm meeting a lot of people. I'm shucking, they let me in. Man, I'm meeting billionaires. I met LeBron. I'm cooking omelets for KD and NBA players and having oyster talks with Greg Popovich. huge oyster lover. Shucker salute. I'm just meeting people and just building my notoriety. I'm still going though, Gardner. I'm still going. You know what I mean? But I'm still looking. I'm here. Look, I'm here, but because there's other stuff. Like I said, the money is capped. My money was capped, but I gotta be here. The benefits don't mean that much to me, dog. I got bills to pay, just like
Right,
everybody,
right.
every other American. I'll go figure out those benefits on my own. So I ended up, getting another job. Mind you, at this point, from once I started, I was always two jobs. I had two jobs. Two. So once I'm at the Four Seasons, I still got another job at the Ace Hotel, it's called Seaworthy. Whenever you come to New Orleans, I want you to eat at Seaworthy, and I want you to eat at Sidecar. So boom, I just keep going. I go from Four Seasons to Seaworthy. I'm at both. Then I leave Four Seasons. I'm at Seaworthy. Then I get another job at Sidecar. I want you to go to Sidecar also. It's the best oyster bar, best selection, best whatever for oysters when you come to New Orleans. I just keep going. I just keep going, keep going. I get to the point to where I'm like, all right, I gotta challenge myself. I gotta work hard. I want to learn how to shuck faster. I keep seeing y'all online, and I keep seeing y'all doing y'all thing. I keep seeing the competitions and all of that. I said, man, all right, we rolled up my sleeves. We going to Superior Seafood. I'm gonna go learn from them. I'm gonna go learn from Master Fubu and Master J Shucks. And so I did it. That was my last job. Oh, that and Station Six. Those were my last oyster shucking jobs that I've had. And ever since then, I've been believing in myself. I've been practicing what I've been preaching to other people as far as just rolling the dice on me with this skill that I built in a presidential term. And I'm open to doing no matter how big or small your party is, festivals. I've done the Super Bowl. I've done everything. You know what I mean? I felt like, except for the Masters. Mind you, I forgot to tell you, I turned down the Masters when I first got the opportunity because I didn't know what it was, but it was all part of the journey.
Part of the journey. Exactly.
You know what I mean? So yeah, that's my oyster career. That was 4 years in that many sentences, in that
How was the
paragraph.
Super Bowl?
Man, Super Bowl. My partner today, Lindsay, man, she was with me, man. And one of my guys, his name is Evan. He does crawfish. It's called Lafitte's Oyster Catering and Gulf Coast Crawfish. My guy, Shucker salute. But he had got the deal. He had got the contract through what's the damn catering? It's a catering company. This catering company, it's a white woman, right? And she has all island boys working for her. Our color, your color. And she does the PGA, Super Bowls, stuff like that. So he got the deal, but he called the big guns in. So he saw me promoting myself, and he saw me shucking oysters at a brewery one day. You know what I mean? Also, I've been doing pop-ups all that time too. So like days off or no days off. So it all added up. So I get the call, she gets the call, and then we're like, we got to sign the contract for the NFL in December. And then we go to it's here. My Eagles are in the Super Bowl. So it was, bro, we get
It
there.
was meant to be.
Yeah, we get there, man. Mind you, they paid us more than they paid Kendrick Lamar. The artists don't get paid.
Right, right, right.
So this is the whole experience. So they had to come get us. We had to go get picked up at a mall way 30 minutes away from the stadium at a closed down mall. So we get there, right? They got people with it looked like you ever seen Squid Games?
Yeah, I seen it.
They got people with X's on these shirts, circles on these shirts. Like they had and we're the shuckers. We just walking into this. I'm like, yo, this shit look like the Squid Games. It didn't make sense until the halftime show.
Right,
So
right, right.
all of those people were volunteers, just so they can be at the stadium, which I would have did it too, but nah, we getting paid to do this, boy. So we get there, we hop on the shuttle, we ride the shuttle to the stadium, we get there, we be like 4 hours early. We pre-shucked for the Super Bowl, but we also shuck. But this is one of my shuckers confessions, man. I don't know how many oysters were not eat. I don't know how many oysters were wasted, bro. And that hurt me. It hurt me.
How many did y'all take?
Bro, I can send you a picture. I don't even know how many. It was like 40,000. It was way too many. Like the people didn't even eat all that. So
Right.
they had us shucking in Championship Square, which is the performance stadium. I mean the performance stage. This is also where we do shuck cancer in New Orleans. This is that part right in front of the stadium. You gotta go up the stairs to get to the stadium. But they had us in this private spot. And basically the tickets to get to this cost, I think she said $12,000. So you had influencers in there. What's the white boy name? Yes, Jack. The white boy that be doing he be eating everywhere. Jack.
Man,
He
I
came
can't keep
pulled
up.
up on everybody was in there. And then they put me and Lindsay at the first oyster bar when you walk in, as they should. But like, man, we had escabeche. We had escabeche. We had wild oysters. We had wild oysters. They were the Testovich's oysters. They were called reef candies. Croatian guys. The Croatian guys that came to New Orleans and started oysters. We had their oysters at the Super Bowl. And so, yeah, we shucked all these oysters, wasted a lot of oysters. So I'm trying to talk to I'm talking to the lady. I'm like, yo, what you doing with these oysters? Cause mind you, we shucked a bunch that they didn't even eat, but we still had sacks still in the fridge. And
That's crazy.
like I said, I was upset about that.
Yeah,
I was upset because it probably went in the trash.
rightfully so. I
Because
mean,
with the Super Bowl, they have to follow the rules.
yeah,
And so that was the Super Bowl. It was just a great experience. We had a free Ludacris concert, free everything. You know what I mean? They looked out for us. We left. We hopped back on the shuttle, left. I was with Lindsay. If I was by myself, I would have got into the game. I would have went into the game. But like, I was with Lindsay. I wanted to make sure she got back safe and all that. She's my road dog. So like, it started raining after we left too.
mm,
So me and her had to they didn't tell us where our shuttles were. So we had to figure that out in the rain. So like it was just we had did a good thing. We had got an accomplishment, but then it rained on us. So it was a journey. We got home, boom. I got home. I get home and I'm watching the game. I'm lit. I'm still high from February 12th. February 8th. I'm still high, bro. That was 2 years ago. I'm still high.
man,
That was
that's
a Super Bowl though.
I'm about to say that's a big accomplishment. A lot of shuckers can't say that.
I'll tell you this too, though. So the year before, I did a Super Bowl at a billionaire's house, Mississippi, where he lived at. Where that motherfucker? What's it, Vicksburg? Bruh, we get to this man's house. So mind you, this guy owns like Grand Isle, Louisiana. This is where the oyster farms are, the cultivated oyster farm. This guy owns a lot of that. He showed me on the map what he owns. I met him at the Four Seasons, but I did his party at his house. I made way more money doing that. Way more than doing the actual Super Bowl. So it's like, yeah, it is it's a badge that I did the Super Bowl, but it's like,
It's a badge, but it's not a bag.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and I
because
think that's
Gardner, I'm
that's
pretty
part of the
sure,
gift.
yeah, Gardner, but I'm pretty sure you make a lot of money, like with your private events, like your private section of oyster shucking. I'm pretty sure you clean house, like
That's where the
to
money
where,
is.
of course, because they
Yeah,
fall in love with us,
yeah. So
us.
that's what I was gonna say. Like, because a lot of times I'll choose to do something for the experience, but not for the
Yeah,
money.
yes,
But
me
a
too.
lot of times I'll turn down stuff because of the money. But that
Yes.
experience goes a lot further because that's personally I'm getting something out of it.
Now you're speaking my language because
Yeah,
a lot of events that I take in, it's personal because it means something for me to try something new, for me to do something new. And you know what? I'm scared. So why not do it to get over that hump?
face the fear.
Yeah. Like that's the fun part of it. That's the dice roll.
Man, I like the way you think about stuff, man. You got a Jedi set. I don't know if that's the word, but like you like a philosophical one of those big words. Like, but I hear the way you talk and the way you put words with things that you're talking about, and it's just different. I don't know. It might be that Virginia, because Hampton Roads, them 7 cities, you gotta watch out for them boys
Seven
too.
757. Shout out to the 757. Hey man,
Uh,
look, what's the crazy part? I went to community college. I dropped out. I think I'm about to go back to school in Virginia to VIMS, to aquaculture school, because I want to learn more. So I know how to hustle, right? I know how to hustle. I don't know how to hustle is that much, but I know how to hustle. I'm learning. I'm learning how to hustle these oysters. But I want to go learn the microscope, looking at these oysters from the beginning to the farm. And so, yeah, man, I actually missed my interview this morning, but I rescheduled it for next week. And yeah, that's my next venture because the money's going to be waiting on me out here, bro. I want to go learn more. It's more that it's stuff that I don't know. So get over that fear. We're
Get
not
over
worried
the
about
fear.
the money. We're not worried about the money. You know,
You
it can
can't
wait.
be.
It can wait. This is something that I'm passionate about. It's something I want to pass on. You know what I mean? Like, this is why I taught my first class at Noka. I taught that.
Uh,
I did that, bro. Like,
Yeah.
and I
I
did so
saw Jay
good.
in the comments.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. He's invited though. He taught me. He taught me a lot. That's
Right.
why I went to go work with him to learn. Learn to like it's all each one teach one. So I would love for Jay to come with me. I'm like, all right, y'all. For my students, they already love me. I only gave them one class, but they love how I taught them. It wasn't boring, and I wasn't. I'm telling them, y'all, look, this is a skill that you can have with for the rest of your life. You can. This a hustle too. This a side hustle. You're gonna do your own thing. But you can also do this. So I taught them how to shuck the rod, I broke down the biology, even did something different, taught them how to char grill it. They made their own bread. They put their bread on it. So it was all a win-win. But I did so good that when I'm talking to this is the main thing. I'm talking to the students afterward. One of the few of the students, I was like, how did I do it? Because I was kind of nervous. She's like, you made me feel like you were just talking to me. And it was 15 students, 5, 5, 5. It wasn't boring, and they said they felt involved.
That's the
And
power of
so
speaking, man.
that meant the most to me.
Yeah.
Look, the chef, she's still trying to pay me. Mind you, it's Emerald's money. But they've invited me to come do their party, their gala. They have a gala for all the NOCA students, PJ Morton, Trombone Shorty, all of the old alumni, and then the kids, and it's their gala. So yeah, we're gonna do char grilled and raw. You know what I mean? We're just gonna keep stacking the win. You know what I mean? G? Like, but when I taught that class, I'm like, I felt satisfied and gratified, but I felt like something was missing.
Hmm.
And that's me going to school.
To get that other part of the knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah. Forget the restaurant, forget the streets, but let's go really learn
Yeah.
the whole process of raising these. And also my next thing to do is I'm about to go volunteer to go work on a wild oyster boat. You know what I mean? I want to, because I still haven't seen how they've done that. But that's something that I really want to do. I want to see how I know how they do. I've seen it online, but I want to be out.
Yeah, I did that. I did that for a week. It was with True Chesapeake, but and I got paid. I didn't volunteer, but to go work on an oyster farm, see, getting up first thing in the morning, look, charting out what parts of the bay we're gonna be working on, to bringing them up off the boat, man. It does something different to you, first of all, because
Bruh,
now it gives you
bruh.
that insight that you, if you don't know, you don't know. You know what I mean? But once you know, you can
Facts.
share it.
Nah, facts, bro.
So no, I totally understand what you're saying, and just, man, I commend you also for even wanting to step your game up and go to school to get that other part of it. Whether it goes through or not, but man, just taking that step is a
Yeah. I was talking to my sensei. He said, man, you taking it serious. I said, yeah, like forget all of this. It's about what you're gonna do, and thank you, brother. Like I appreciate you too. Cause look, I've learned a lot from you. And just from watching you. Just from watching, because you're just like me, but you're you. You know what I mean?
that's a
And
good way
like
of putting it.
you're just like me, but you're you. Like, and like, look, I sucker salute you, bro. Like, I learn. I'm always excited to learn more. You know what I mean? Just like, this is why I love all shuckers, really, but like, there's certain shuckers that I take a liking to, such as SS Shucking. You know what I mean? The Shucking Ninja, because his swag, he built his brand. Also, I love Wandering Shucker. Like he's just like me. He's just like you. Wanderer. We wanderers at heart, I love me some Nola Oyster Queen, Lindsay all day. I love them black oyster girls because they putting that minority into the priority. You know what I mean? Man, I love those boys in Florida. Those shark bite boys.
Oh
I
man,
love
they
my
killing it, man. They taking
Pelican
social
Bay.
media to a whole nother level.
Yeah, they are. I love these guys, Oyster Bros in Texas.
Right, they doing good too.
I love that girl, Oyster Bay in Colorado. That's that girl right there. Hey, I can't wait to see her.
She's shucking on the ski lifts.
It's just it's the enjoyment and the funness out of this. They make this thing. They're all a part of us, a bigger thing for us to keep growing. Also, gotta give a shucker salute to Shucker Patty.
OG, OG, OG.
I just met Andy Rogers.
Andy is a good one.
Woo! That's an
Andy is a
assassin right
silent
there.
killer.
Hey, that's an assassin right there. It's a ninja right there,
Yes, sir.
boy.
He don't
Hey,
say much, but man, that boy can shuck his
hey,
tail off.
I call him Mr. Rogers from now on. If we talking about New Orleans, man, gotta give some love to Leo. Gotta give some love to Uptown T. Uptown Tom is the most famous oyster shucker in Louisiana.
Man, I've been trying to get him on the podcast for like 3, 4 years, man.
I just seen him. He's cool with my uncle and my dad. I did some oysters for them. He was there, but like I took a picture with him too. And he's man, T is out of here. T already passed us the torch, man.
Right, right, right.
He's good, bro. Like how he talks about it. He's done. He's done everything, bro. Like he don't even want to do private parties. And imagine what T could do for a private party.
No, for real. Yeah. So much knowledge, man.
And also this, I respect them, right? So I'm not gonna try to force myself on and be like, all right, T, just to book it and I'll do it. Nah, he don't want to do it. He don't want to do it. It's good. Let those people find somebody else. So yeah, New Orleans, we got T, we got Leo, we got Big Shaq at Bourbon House, we got Fubu, we got Master J Shuck, you know what I mean? At Superior. We got Spoo at Sidecar. We got Hannah at Sidecar. We got Marquise and Ricky Lee at Seaworthy. We got my boy Isaiah, a.k.a. Rambo, at MRB. We got Shuck Boy Gert at Fives.
So I still look at the video of Ricky Lee at what was that video?
Leo. It's Leo.
Oh, was that Leo?
It's Leo. Big black dude, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They racing.
And Ricky
yeah.
Brennan. Ricky Brennan?
Dickie Brennan.
Dickie Brennan. Okay.
That's Bourbon House. So that was my first job, second job.
Got you. Okay, okay.
So it all connects. So those guys, those are my senseis. I worked with Ricky Lee years later, but Ricky Lee came from Bourbon House, him and his brother. Ricky Lee just left Bourbon. He's like, I'll go boutique. You know what I mean? Like he's like, I'll go boutique. And so that's what he did. So those other guys,
what does that mean to go boutique?
That's when you go shuck different oysters than wild oysters. You're gonna shuck farm raised oysters now. That's the culture in New Orleans. So wild oysters reign supreme. Like I told you, cultivated is new. So they got some cold-blooded wild shuckers, but you put a cultivated oyster in front of them, things start to get shaky.
So how do you think have the cultivated oysters changed the way oyster houses run now, like as far as like business wise?
Certain institutions, because at the end of the day, like I said, those old institutions that have still been dealing with the generations and generations of the wild farmers or the Croatians, like Superior Seafood, they're never gonna go to a cultivated. They do too much business. You see what I'm saying? And they don't have enough good shuckers to even take on another project like that. Superior Seafood, Bourbon House, the Felix, Acme, they're putting out so many oysters just off of their name and they're happy out. $1.25 oysters, man. You know how many oysters? My hands still hurt. My hands still hurt, dog. Like, especially when Jay went to the Nationals and Fu went to go get married in a different country. So I had to drive the boat. Man, I rolled them off.
That's crazy. I don't even want to imagine.
What I'm telling you, I'm explaining you. So my busiest day was I did 3,500. Just me.
That's a lot of
not
oysters.
My help, not the other shucker. Just me in my station. Me in the captain boat. That's 35 bags.
Right.
Now I asked Fu and Jay what they did. They did like 42, 43 one day. So that goes to show you how busy this place gets. So we can't do no other shit like that. But what happens is these other institutions, these smaller bars, they'll take on that cultivated because it's quick, it's clean. You know what I mean? It's clean. When you're dealing with wild oysters, boy, you got to deal with a lot of dirt too. But you're going to make your money because them oysters is big.
Right, right.
So if that kind of explains it to you. So, wild oysters supreme. Cultivated is coming in, but it's still not going to take over because these main institutions, they're still going to stay the same way. Like New York shit.
So I would say, what's the thing about New Orleans that people don't know? Like when I know they probably come from Mardi Gras or whatever, but like, what's something that people should appreciate in New Orleans that they don't, or you think they don't?
The main thing people should appreciate in New Orleans are the people.
Boy, come on, man, come on.
That's the main thing because you'll find the most genuine people here. You will find characters of all sorts. The racism level is very low here. And it's I mean, the racism is racism, but man, it's very low here because everybody's still stuck in the same boat. Bro, if a storm comes, Gardner, that racist person that you think is racist, he ain't gonna be that racist that day. You know, we're it's the people. So I say the people is because of the resilience in the people. We all go through storms yearly. And so that builds character, that builds love, that builds camaraderie. And so for you to meet a person from New Orleans, that's a blessing. You know what I mean? Like, and you'll always be able to tell. Also, another thing too, Gardner, when I say the people, I mean cultures. Culture, we have Africa, we have South America, we have Europe, and we got Asia all in one place. The
Yeah, that's
food
right.
is
Cause like
heavy.
it's a lot of Cajun or Creole like Asian people, right?
We have a huge, humongous Vietnamese culture out here. We have a humongous Honduran culture out here. We have a humongous African, Haitian, like I said, French. This place is damn near Little France. But we have all of that wrapped in one. Then we got American Indians here too. You got real Aboriginal people coming here. That's why I try to explain to you, New Orleans it's like a different country in the country. Also, I'll tell you this, man, we a corrupt ass city. Corrupt.
All right,
What young
man. Don't
thugs,
get
what
don't get
young
my
thugs say?
podcast shut down. Don't get my podcast
My
shut
bad, my
down.
bad. What young thugs say? I know the judge. I'm gonna shoot him some chips.
We'll do it offline.
But yeah, I'm not just being honest. That's the it's corrupt city.
Well, what does that mean though? What's going down in New Orleans?
You didn't see them dudes broke out of jail?
I ain't see
You
that.
didn't see that last year?
I didn't catch it.
I think they had like 10, they had like 12, 11 dudes broke out of jail and like they didn't catch the last dude till 6 months later. He was in
I
Atlanta.
did see that. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Bro,
Yeah.
that's the jail in New Orleans.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so that's what I'm explaining to you. Like that's what separates New Orleans, the people, the people. You know what I mean? You'll get the best of the best here. You know what I mean? Like it's way more hospitable than every place.
I ask a lot of people this, but because I just want to really understand like the way you put together a raw bar. You know, when you're like doing private parties and stuff. What goes into your mindset when you're setting up for that?
I'm always nervous. I ain't gonna lie. It's the fear of me forgetting something. Huh, Gardner?
I always forget something. What are you talking about? I feel horrible sometimes. I'm like, excuse me, do y'all got the extra spoons? I always forget something, and it's something little. It's something little. Y'all got the extra forks?
It's always the smallest thing. So when I get booked, I go straight, write it down, write all the details down. But the day of or the day before is when my butterflies come because I still treat it like it's a new job, but it's like, you still don't know what to expect. So when it comes to a private event, I like to get there early every time. I don't care if I'm 2 hours early, I can leave and come back, but I still want to see the whole layout. I want to have my things set up. That way I'm not caught with my pants down. And also, when I'm doing a private party, I also like to accommodate the people who's there. So that's why I show up like like first. I like to be there like early because I still want to give I still want to give love to the people working the event and the people who set up the event before the event starts. And then they're still gonna get more. They're a priority, you know what I mean? And I still want them to remember me. Yeah, it just depends, man. But I'm always nervous. I'll tell you that. I've done over 100 private parties. I mean, but I still get the same feeling. And the best feeling is when they invite you back, because that speaks more. Or when they tell their friends. That's the
Right.
best.
Yep.
Right, best feeling, best. And also, I'll tell you this. I don't pass out my business card. I pass out my partner's business card.
I like that. Honestly, I like that.
First of all, I'll tell you why. I don't even want to deal with all the people. I'll deal with who knows me, deal with me perfect. Like, you know what I mean? Oh, I know you from blah, blah, blah. Well, other people, yeah, I'll give that to her because then I know she'll charge them more too. She'll charge them more. And that's another thing where I fall at, Gardner. Prices may vary. Now, my boy G Shucks, he's charging them 16 just to come out.
Got
But
to.
he's solidified. You know, he's a competitor and he's a teacher. Solidified, the #1 oyster shucker in Philly.
Hold on now. I was number one for 1 year. I
But
was
that,
number one for
that,
1 year. It's funny. Me and him be joking about it, man. He's like, man, you came in, you beat me, and you didn't even come back the next year so I
oh,
can compete
you
against you.
raced him? Oh, you went and won? You went and won Stuckfest?
Yeah,
So,
yeah, it's been 10, 11 years, but I went in there, I saw it online. I said, I'ma go. I'ma go. It ain't not but a couple hour drive. I'ma go. My wife,
yeah,
my baby son at the time. And then yeah, man, it was good competition. I ain't gonna lie, man.
bruh. Was
Gary's a
Chad there?
good
Was Chad
shucker.
there?
Huh?
Was Chad there?
I don't know who was there. I just remember Gary because he was black, honestly.
Big white boy.
No, he
Chad,
wasn't there.
they had, these are the best shuckers at Philly. Chad, Khan, the Vietnamese dude, and Chad and Dan the Oyster Man. Dan the Oyster Man, Chad, and fucking Khan. And Gary too. Those are the guys you gotta watch out for.
So when I was there, I think because when I was there, Gary wasn't even working there at the time. He was working around the corner. I
Mm-hmm.
think Khan, I don't know if I saw Khan that year or not. He might just been starting. I'm not sure. Now it was one of the best oyster festivals I ever been to too.
Yeah,
I
me
mean, they
too.
had
That's
stuff
how
for kids. They had oysters, like all types of oysters. They had classes going on.
yeah.
Good
Yeah,
food.
I love that about them. Shuckfest was, yeah, Shuckfest in Philly, Shucker salute. They know, dog, they know what they doing, bro. Like you said, the classes, that's, bro, come on, bro. If you going to, look at it like you're an oyster enthusiast and you going to a festival. What else are you needing? Nothing. They got a whole upstairs. They got a downstairs. They got a side. You can go even, you don't want this food at the fest, you can go over here to the restaurant. They got a stage. Yeah, man, that's one of the best festivals. I can't lie about that one, bro. But yeah, man, that was my first competition last year. First competition ever. I'm up there like this. Look, I'm up there like this.
Yeah, so it can
Hey,
get tough. It can
hey,
get
look,
tough
look,
for
look.
sure.
It's way different. That stage is way different than that oyster bar. You know what I mean? But I had to get it out of my system. Look, bro, honestly, next time I compete, y'all in trouble.
I hear you. I hear you.
Because I'm hand shucking. I've been this whole weekend, I shucked 600 oysters at a wedding Saturday, 600 oysters at a party, no, 400 oysters, and I shucked 300 oysters. Bro, I'm hand shucking everything right now. Like just building that muscle, you know? Like, and building that confidence. And so this is what I want to tell you too. Just a side note. Khan from Philly, he's the only person I've ever seen open a boutique oyster or a cultivated farm, small oyster with a wild knife, like a big long Dexter.
Right,
Only
right.
person I've ever seen. He's the only person I've ever seen do that, and he competes like that. So we got to give him a shucker salute. Also,
Dr. Oyster.
yeah, Dr. Oyster, we got to give you a shucker salute, bro. You think I forgot? I didn't.
No, Doctor, I had him on the podcast too, last year I think. And we're talking about addiction actually.
Yeah, I'm fucked
Just,
up right now. My
going
bad.
through those stages, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Hey, look, bro, it's. Let's talk about that actually, because
uh-oh.
I'm a alcoholic. I'm a
Mm.
weedaholic. I'm about to go smoke after this podcast. But
But is it to smoke or drink to cover up something?
nah,
Okay.
it's
So you just
it's
enjoy
fun.
it.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I overindulge though sometimes, but it's also a part of my culture when it comes to Louisiana. I worked at bars, so the alcohol is, where is that? Oh, it's right here. Oysters right here, alcohol right there. I see it all, but it's also fun, and it's fun, but it's not beneficial.
There you go.
You know, it's not beneficial.
Well, the
It's
first
actually, mind you, imagine. I want you to do this for me, Garner, real quick. Imagine how cold-blooded of a shucker I would be if I was sober.
No, I know.
I'm taking it seriously, but I'm wilding.
Yeah. No, I get it. How old are you?
I'm 33.
33. Okay. You still
No
young.
kids.
You
No
still
kids
young.
yet. Yeah, yeah, look, I got like 1 or 2 more years of this, and that's it. We clamping. Actually, I'm clamping down now, but I just got 1 more 2 years realistically before I start having kids and a family and all that. So that's why I say I'm about to go to school, keep traveling, just go. I want to hit up this East Coast. I want to work with you. I want to work with you.
We
I
can
want
make
to
it
shuck with
happen. We can make
you.
it
Oh, we will.
happen.
Oh,
But
we will.
I'll say this, man. I'll say this. Once I stopped drinking, my business went to another level. It's been like a year and a half now, and you can even see the difference in
Salute.
like
And your
the
skin.
parties that I'm booking now. You know what I mean?
And your skin. And your skin. You know, the face brighten up.
No, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a part of it. That's a part of it. Yeah,
Nah, look.
but
So
yeah,
I've been an alcoholic since 15. I stopped drinking for 2 years because I was with this vegan woman. I was vegan for 2 years too, and I stopped drinking. Like, dog, this is before I started doing oysters. My money was like this, bruh.
that's a big difference too.
Dog, the money was different. But like you said, like when you got more of yourself, you have more to give to others. So like you said, your bookings scaled up.
Yeah,
And also, this is the fun part of what we do. We are able to be creative, right? And because I'm always like this, Gardner. I'm like this. Look, man, what's the next spot we can do oysters at? Like the least likely spot you would think. And I'm like, I know we can do it, but how? I'm always thinking that. You know what I mean? I'm like, how? How? But I see you doing it. I see you doing it. Like, bro, you at the you just being in DC, period, but you by the White House and all of that, dog,
yeah,
shuckers salute.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
That
Because
was one of those things where honestly, 'cause I don't really talk about mental health a lot, but I suffer with like mental health and stuff. Like, I don't want to say suffer. I'm thriving through it, but
yeah,
my anxiety wouldn't let me do it for a long time. It's something that I wanted to do. I was like, it's a no brainer. All these people
it's easy. No, it was easy. It's a thought. It was easy,
in your
but
head,
you made it harder. You made it
right?
harder until you did it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you did it and you was like, damn, it was easy.
That's it. That's all. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, man. I think as shuckers, as entrepreneurs, we got to think outside of the box,
Mm-hmm.
because that's the only way you're gonna grow. Because you got to get in so many different circles to where these
Yeah.
circles just start forming together, and it's
Yeah.
like, oh, somebody else booked you. They gave me your information. Somebody else told me about you. Oh, I saw you at this place. When are you gonna be at that place again? I mean, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. But
Yeah.
I want to say continue doing what you're doing, brother, because I'm enjoying watching the journey.
Thank you, brother.
I appreciate the love you put into it. In some kind of way, I kind of feel like I'm a steward now because like I'm looking at all the older people and I try to give all of them their flowers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I feel
Yeah.
like I'm kind of in the in between. So I want to give not only the older people their flowers, but the younger people too. And not younger people as in age, but just in this oyster journey, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people who respect it. You know what I mean? And
That's the
they're
main
not
thing.
just manhandling this thing. It's an oyster. It's a beautiful thing.
Yes.
You know?
The journey, the whole journey for
Yes.
and I appreciate you for that, big dog, man. Thank you, bro. Thank you for appreciating me, for appreciating you, for appreciating me, for appreciating you, for appreciating me, for
Oh,
till infinity.
man, it's gonna be a good time when we get together, man, for sure.